A new exhibit at MIM, the Musical Instrument Museum, showcases more than 100 rare flutes, tracing the instrument's cultural and artistic significance across thousands of years. Joining us now are Matt Zeller, MIM's curator for Europe, and Eddie Hsu, the museum's curator for Asia and Oceania. Gentlemen, good to have you both here. Thank you so much for joining us. Matt, we'll start with you. It's called The Magical Flute, Beauty, Enchantment, and Power. This was the first wind instrument.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us on, Ted. This is the world's oldest wind instrument. We've got examples. Eddie's going to talk about an 8,000-year-old ancient Chinese instrument called a yue. We've got other examples, and the flute really speaks to the breadth of the human experience of music. We've got from wind blowing across a cave face and creating a reverberance. Ancient peoples understood the principle of how to make a flute and have been making bone flutes for thousands upon thousands of years.
Yeah, and Eddie, I was going to ask about that because it seems like every culture has got some sort of flute or whistle or something that does that similar sound.
Yeah, correct. And part of this exhibition is celebrating the flute or other kind of instrument under this broad category to celebrate that as the world's oldest wind instrument. And we have this bone flute from ancient Chinese world from dated back to 8,000 years ago.
Let's take a look at this. This is like 8,000 years. How do you pronounce that?
It's called yue, and it's crafted from vulture's wing bones. And it's a really fascinating because it's such a rare archaeological instrument.
8,000 years old?
Yeah, correct. And experts have sound tested this replica of this type of flute, and they found that they can produce a surprisingly consistent series of tones.
Really? Isn't that interesting? All right, let's go to the next one. This is like, I think that our next one is going to have like a mask. This is a flute? What is it? What are we looking at here, Matt?
Yeah, we're looking at a ceremonial outfit and a hunter's whistle. And so the ceremonial outfit is known as a Chukunza mask. Comes from the Chokwe people of Democratic Republic of the Congo, and is wonderful. And so within the exhibit, we're not just showing flutes, we're showing all sorts of contextualizing objects. So this outfit has this headdress that is 3 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall, and wow, it's amazing. And the outfit invokes the spirit of the ancestor. And then the musical instrument, the whistle, is made in the image of the outfit, also to invoke the ancestor and protect them on the hunt.
Wow, isn't that something? All right, let's keep it moving here. We have a 14th century early, this is an emperor's flute from the early, Eddie, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so this particular one we're talking about is actually one of the very two made for the Japanese emperor named Go-Daigo from around early 14th century, and it's richly decorated with multiple layers of lacquers, showing elaborate motifs of dragon and clouds. So it's just a marvelous work showcasing a really remarkable aesthetic beauty.
Very ornamental.
Yes.
Ornamental, but does it sound pretty good?
We don't know, but, it's a really remarkable example to speak to our theme of beauty, enchantment, and power.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Matt, we got a carbon fiber flute from, this is relatively recent, right? This looks like a flute.
Yeah, this looks like a flute. It was made in 1999. It is made of carbon fiber. It has magnets instead of springs to return the keys to their resting position. Ooh. Instead of pads, it has gaskets, got rubber gaskets like your car. It's really a fun instrument to see what you can do with the flute and how you can change it and modernize it and update it.
So it's like a brave new world with the flute. I mean,
absolutely. And the funny thing is, we had a wonderful professional flutist come in, Jasmine Choi is her name, and her comment was that it sounded more like an older wooden flute rather than a modern silver or gold instrument.
Almost like guitars. Those carbon fiber guitars sound pretty good too, and they're not made of wood at all. Eddie, do you want to talk about the James Galway flute? Man, who wants to take over on this one? This is, Sir James Galway. Sir James Galway. Yes. He's pretty big stuff in the world of flutes.
This one's pretty special. This was, when we decided that we were going to do a flute show, the first thing I thought of was, we have got to get a flute from Sir James Galway. This is the man with the golden flute. He is the most iconic flute player during my lifetime, and many of the people who love flute music today. Sir James Galway is the first name they think of.
Eddie, we've looked at historically how important the flute was and how it had to span so many different. Does it still span cultures?
Yes, and this show is about celebrating the magical quality and powers of the flute. And we have things like ancient Chinese bone flute, but we also have something really close to our contemporary memories, like flutes used by Sir James Galway, and also we have other costumes used by famous opera production. So different kinds of elements really add to the shows, and every object, one by one, really speak to those magical power of flute.
Very good. Opens Friday. Where can we learn more about the exhibit? Where do we go?
MIM.org, MIM.org.
All right, and you even got a flute owned by Napoleon. Napoleon owned a flute, huh?
He sure did.
He seemed like more of a trumpet guy to me, maybe a trombone, but a flute, huh?
A crystal flute that is beautifully faceted with 540 individually ground facets. It is a sight to behold.
Gentlemen, good to have you both here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Thank you so
having
much.
us.
You bet.